phone for my one friend who will call me.
Well, no, we're live now, so all that's in the past. You can't do that anymore.
Yay!
Yeah. Welcome to Talkin Overtime Live. That's Brian. I'm Bill, and the Wheel of Illusions with us as always. So we'll get to that in a second. But I don't have my mug. I'm just gonna. I'm promoting Coke today. Coca-Cola, now more delicious.
Now more. Did you get that whole thing from Costco?
I don't know.
I think you got the pallet from Costco because that's where we got those from.
Well, no, they're all over the place now, but this definitely, go out. Coke needs the money.
Yeah.
They desperately
Mom and
need
pop,
it.
get it? Pop. Nah.
Yeah. But we haven't been on it a little bit, and as I said before, I'm getting back into the swing of things after some medical issues. But I always appreciate Brian hopping on here and taking the time. Hi, Daniel, how you doing? I'm gonna. Now that I have this feature, I can do this. See, look, Daniel said hi.
Hey, see, I can't see all of it yet.
Can you see it on the screen?
Oh, wait. I was in private chat. There it is. Now we're good.
There you go. And whether we have one person, 10 people, whatever it is, this stays up for posterity to watch it later. The wheel is going.
Let's get the wheel going.
Here.
Let me see these
but
comments.
If you haven't
hey, Darcy.
already, Pepsi's terrible.
Hey, Darcy, this is for you in the future. Not to interrupt. There you go.
I thought you said you were throwing that in the fire tonight.
Yeah. Live on the wheel. Burn Darcy's toys.
Yeah. So we got, got some things going on here. If you haven't done so already, if you're watching it now, if you're watching it later, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like.
That. Are we still short of 2,000? Did you hit it yet?
Just a little bit short of it.
Come on.
I'm trying to get to that 10 million mark.
Well, first 2,000, next 10 million. Yeah. There you go.
Getting there. But let's get the wheel going here and bring it up. Make sure I do it correctly.
My daughter learned something from her teacher. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. So that's kind of how we have to do the subscriber thing, right?
I guess so. I don't know. Share system
1, 2,
audio.
Skip a view, 2,000, 10 million.
Okay. So
there's the wheel
off to the side here.
It's that weird army green wheel you got going.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the color it gave us now.
I can't read it's so small. I can't read the categories on mine. So
I'll read it off to you here.
There you go.
So we got all the Masters figures. So there's, basically it's all everything that's out there.
Yeah, million options.
Mask in 20 years.
Okay.
NECA quality versus the look.
Yup.
The worst toy transformation that's going to be mask oriented. What's with all the hate for the IDW run? How do you display your mask collection? That question was posted in one of the message groups, the Facebook groups. And I found it interesting reading people's replies. I show, like, I'll display everything except for one vehicle on attack mode, or all of mine are this way. All mine are in regular mode, and I'm not spoiling anything here. All mine are in regular mode because of space. When you transform them and they're open, it's hard to really get that space going there. And then biggest wish out of the original line, and peg warming lately. Talk about what you see out there that's not moving, aside from Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi frogs.
Or the Owen action figure.
Oh my god.
So we'll get the wheel going here. We give it a spin.
All right, that sounds good.
And let's see what we got.
Spin that bad boy.
There should be sound. I did actually share the sound, but it did not do it.
Oh, disappointing. And the category is I can't see.
It just this happened last time.
Come on.
It was what's with all the hate for IDW.
Oh, what's with all the hate for IDW? All right, well, that's for mask fans.
Okay. That's what it landed when I was watching it. See, it's been acting weird lately. I don't know what the heck it's doing. But the
wheel's turning on us.
I'll try to figure that out for the next one here. So let's see here. So stop the screen.
Hey, now I can see. Now I can see myself. That's what I wanted to look at.
Yeah. So it's a polarizing thing, as we know.
Yeah.
And there are reasons to not like it. Mostly the story wasn't spectacular toward the end of the line. And I've admitted that in previous chats with you and other videos.
Yeah, I think we've said that 15 times.
The
Can't stress it enough.
The one thing that I've kind of been thinking about lately is, you know, Hasbro, for whatever, flack we give them, they're going to read stuff like this, and one of them might watch these things, and I guarantee you at least one person that works there is in the groups, at least one of the groups that we have, and they're reading this stuff and they're going, well, why do we ever want to try this again? If everybody hates it this much, and you're allowed to have an opinion. But what I was thinking was, obviously it was like a way to branch, a stepping stone. And
they were trying.
Everybody just crushed it from the start because of Matt's race, because of the mask names, because of the ethnicities that everybody was switched around. The vehicles weren't the vehicles, and almost story was last in all this.
And that's backwards to me, but it's
so
you're not going to stop fans from being the humans that they are.
We can dislike it for whatever reason we want to dislike it, but I don't think harping on it is a good thing, because it's just going to keep. I think it's going to keep people that want to put money into this from doing it, because they're seeing some of the fan base, and admittedly, we're a smaller fan base, and I know that they're watching and looking, and they're gathering information. That's what they do. So I just kind of had that revelation. No.
See, I see what you say. I go, if Hasbro's hanging the fate of Mask on the 10 issues and plus whatever other little cameos they had in an IDW comic book, and the reaction to it, then they don't really care about Mask going forward anyway. You can't hang it on that. I mean, even Kevin Smith's He-Man got negative reviews from half the fan base. I mean, I don't think. Look, do Mask fans have to sit there all day long bashing IDW? I almost left every Mask message board within 2 months of reading about the IDW stuff, because the number one thing people got caught up on was Matt-Trakker's race, which is a non-factor, because Matt-Trakker to me isn't some character that you can't do that with. And is there a character you can't do that with? I don't know, but I don't think it was a thing. The story was rough. It lost its way halfway through. I don't know if it's because they realized they were getting cut short. The redesigns on the characters weren't fantastic. And then I think the thing to me and Mask fans was that the characters weren't the characters we knew.
Yeah.
That's number one. Matt-Trakker went from being like a philanthropist, really grounded, level-headed guy, a father, which brings a whole different angle to the thing. I don't know why you couldn't have just given the fan base that Matt-Trakker, and you could have made him African-American. That doesn't matter to me. Make him a father. Make him a single father. I think that plays out really well. And just do what you did. They turned him in, I think his first line in the Mask comic series is something like parole or something. He's in court, or there's something going on where he's being interviewed, and they ask him what does this mean to you? And I think he says parole or something, and you're like, why are you making him into some coming from the edgier side of things? They went with the whole disgruntled youth who's got to learn to become a leader thing, and I don't know if I love that for Matt.
That's what they did. It definitely is. And circling back to what I was saying, it's not. I don't think they were hanging that on there. I think it was a test, but I think if we keep just piling it on, it's going to be seen. And I just kind of want to emphasize that, because
have you met a Mask fan that likes it?
There's been a few that have liked it, but it's almost the same. It's almost the same thing. It's they go, well, I liked it in the beginning, but then it kind of just fizzled off. And
it died fair. And have you tried to read it again? Because I read it last summer when I was I bought the trade paperback, and again, you get to issue 8 and 9, and it was like a chore. I felt like I wanted to almost I'm like, is there any dishes that need to be done? You want me to change a diaper? Because I almost wanted to do that more than I wanted to read this story at that point.
Well, the problem is that you created those two lines of comics.
Oh yeah,
you did. So you took an entity that people would have expected to see in some form. That you took your liberties, made some changes.
Yeah.
I think you had glove colors different. Monster.
Yeah. I added gloves when there was no gloves. That was the biggest change I made.
But that's like, I think, that's what people would have expected, or at least some of it.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel like that's the approach they should have taken. They should have given the old timers something to stick around for and to like get excited about. And then I think with 85, I did that. And then with 86, I kind of like swerved it a little bit and played around with the characters and did more of my own thing. And like, if it was going to make people mad, it would. Like, I basically killed everybody you've ever known in the book off or in the franchise off, And yeah, Captain Anon's right. It was a big change from the classic story. They wanted to modernize it, but they also keep it nostalgic. But it didn't make anybody happy. They tried to please everybody, and they pleased nobody.
That's a good way.
And is our new Mask fans going to be created by reading that comic? They were targeting people who knew what Mask was. Comic books are so niche. It's not like there's like kids running up to the corner store like, "Oh, a new Mask comic. I'm going to try this out." They knew 40-year-old guys were the people reading that comic book, and they tried to like almost like subvert their audience's expectations, and it didn't really work. Citizen, that was hideous, and the G.I. Joe's horrible, and I never bash a creator. I think that was
the bash total... me all the time.
Well, you're my friend. friends are fair game, but as far as artists, writers, I rarely bash them. And maybe Citizen writes better things, and I know he does some wrestling comic books. I haven't read them yet. Maybe he's more in touch with that, but the G.I. Joe stuff was just written by somebody who like maybe watched the cartoon a couple times as a kid and then just decided they were going to play in the sandbox and make their own heroes. It was really bad. Really bad.
Yeah. And it's really, it's a hard thing to talk about because there are a lot of underlying things that are very uncomfortable to talk about, that people have stances on, that people have said to me in chats, and I've seen it just in exactly what it is, and it's very uncomfortable. And I'm not gonna really bring it up fully here.
No, you can sit. You know what we're talking about. I had people thank me when I was making 85 and 86 that I returned Matt-Trakker to how he was supposed to be, and that's not a compliment. That's just idiocy. I wasn't like, this one, I'm going to take one back for us. We're going to get Matt back. I just was drawing the one that I grew up with, and that's not what I was trying to do with that, honestly.
And my knowledge of comics is, it's not very wide.
Yeah, you said you weren't.
Has there been any other entity that's been kind of obscure from the 80s that all of a sudden magically came back with this whole new thing that was widely accepted? I don't know of any other ones.
No, and you're not going to kickstart a franchise by putting it in a comic book.
About that too. Like,
you need other things. You need video games. You need toys. You need TV shows. You need YouTube stuff.
When Masters put out the comic first, right? When they were
Masters has always had a presence, though. They've never really went away. They've always been floating around.
I was trying to think of the way they did it.
And I feel like recently is the first time they even aimed at kids again. They've been aiming at 40-year-olds for the last 20 years.
They had the toy, but they didn't have a cartoon, so they did the comic, but then they did the show with Filmation. I think that's
they had the toy. They packed in the comic. I've seen that. I've read all the stuff, seen all the stuff. They had the toy. They're like, how are the kids going to know about it? Then they said, we'll do a comic. They're like, kids don't read. They did Filmation. But that was a different time period. Kids sat around like appointment television.
For all the things that we're doing and all the things that we're trying to do, and not just me and everybody, you and everybody that's here on this chat and everybody that watches these videos, it's a talking point. It's a talking point because we have no other talking points. That's
another thing. I think the IDW hate sits around so much because what else is there to talk about that's recent? Nothing.
But in the end, we have to have it flatten at some point to where Hasbro, and this is all hypothetical from my perspective, where Hasbro can then go, all right, they're done hating everything. Let's try again and do it a different way. You can make mistakes. Everybody does that. But the problem is that you don't want to make a mistake that large and then not follow it up on anything. Just like, yeah, that's it.
Wait, is Captain Anon Dave Gulnitz? Is that him? Am I just catching on to that right now? I feel like it is. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But yeah, he said they were part of a big confusing event. It was. They tried to throw ROM in there. They tried to throw the Micronauts, all this kind of stuff, and it was convoluted, and I don't think anybody loved it. But
oh yeah, you didn't know that was Dave?
no, I totally was checked out. I'm like, wait, Captain Anon, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh wait, I think I know this. IDW, I feel like Mask fans tried to get into it and just were like left, stale with it. It didn't feel fresh as they wanted it to be,
So it left a bad taste.
It did. It left a really bad taste in everybody's mouth.
A very bad taste. Like it varied for everybody. A bad taste in everybody's mouth, and that's understandable. I just wanted to level off. Like that's just my hope, but I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Last thing though, I do think that the IDW comic not being what I wanted it to be definitely got me thinking about doing my own Mask comic back when I wasn't drawing more than like an hour a month. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something, and I think it's going to be this. I don't know what made me go that direction, other than I said I have an idea for a story that I think would make the fans happy after reading all the message boards of how much they didn't like the IDW stuff. So if anything came of it, it kickstarted me into like doing stuff. So
that's true. Now we need to get action figures based off of your designs.
Oh please, with the gloves and everything.
Yeah, with the wrong gloves.
Thought that figure had gloves. I thought he had gloves.
I don't know much about Visionaries.
Visionaries have holograms, which means I hate them. I hate holograms.
Oh, they're not the ghost ones, right?
No, those are supernaturals. Those are even worse. Visionaries just had them in their chest and like the staff. Anything with a hologram, I just, as a kid, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, there were comics, as Dave said there.
Yeah, they were.
I don't have them. If I do have it, it might have been because of our cover. Maybe that's it. So let's get the wheel back up here.
Yeah, I hope Visionaries never plays into anything ever again.
But as we think about moving forward, maybe say Hasbro, you know what? Thank you for trying. Now,
Hasbro,
get it right next time.
Hasbro, we forgive you. Please give us something else.
All right, let's see if this.
Why am I the way I am? I don't know. Like Popeye, I am what I am.
Intently, because it's probably going to break again. Hold on.
Oh, come on, broken wheel. We're not even getting the sound on it. This is such a letdown.
All the Masters figures.
Oh, all the Masters figures. Cool. Go to Target. You can see all the ones just sitting there.
I guess that ties into the peg warming thing too.
See, Colt said he didn't like the artwork on the IDW Mask stuff, and the covers were really good. Like the covers are better than anything. The artwork's better than anything I'm doing. It's just the redesigns were like,
like I like
the hit and miss
design. I like the the Thunderhawk design. I liked some of them. And we even the artist that did them even did a custom thing for the website.
Yeah, I don't think the art was the issue with that. Some of the G.I. Joe stuff at the same time, the art was definitely the issue, but not the Mask stuff. The Mask stuff I thought was good. It's just, it was not, we know what it was. It was blech.
Yeah. But
Masters of the Universe figures.
All of them.
This is the opposite of the problem that Mask fans have.
So, and we've won off, a little bit on some of this occasionally.
What happened? No. Am I by myself? Live, I'm by myself. This is a nightmare. Okay. Hey, guys, welcome to the KeroWack show. Am I still live? Give me a comment or something. I'm going to take the show over. Hi. Oh, no. Oh, I thought I was about to go solo on this. I was about to be like, so anyway, true story. I heard in the news today there was an accident with President Bush.
Spare mouse, and it has these side buttons on it, and when you hit them,
would you click out
it once?
Oh my god!
So I want to direct everybody's attention over this shoulder upward. Here, I had the Revelation figures. They're not there anymore. I sold them because I got them, and I'm like, bleh.
I have He-Man and Battle Cat, and I am going to give those things to any kid in my family who wants them. They're nice. They I don't know. I get them in hand and they just leave me like hollow. I don't feel any inner joy.
Yeah,
but they're nice. They're nice figures. They don't. I hold the original He-Man down there, which I will never sell. That's one of my won't sell toys, and that is like, whoa, I love it. And then I hold the Revelation one, and I go, cool. I wish it was back at Target. I threw my money away.
Yeah, no, I have
turned into a hologram. That's my nightmare.
I got my original one here. I have the first He-Man from the Classics line here. I wish it was still in the box, but oh well. And I have those there, and I have the Orko because I thought the Orko from Origins was really cool looking.
Okay. All the Origins figures are great because they're just basically ripping right off the vintage ones. So they're to me they're funner.
My son has my Origins ones. He has Battle Cat, Panther, Skeletor, He-Man, Tila. They're all his toys now. Like already. I don't know.
Yeah, no, my Origins all went upstairs. True story. As I was saying, when you got kicked off, I didn't know what to do, so I just went into a
don't screw over Conan O'Brien, all right?
Weird knee-jerk Jay Leno thing. I don't know what I was doing.
Screw over Conan O'Brien, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien was my favorite. He used to keep me up late. Now I don't stay up past 10.
You get to 10 o'clock?
But yeah, dude, I honestly get to like 11:15 because I'm on my phone, like either replying to Twitter conversations or playing Retro Bowl. But no, dude, He-Man has Origins, the Mondo line, which is gorgeous, but again, pricey. He-Man has the little Revelation minifigures. He-Man has Funko Pops. He-Man has there's like 10 He-Man lines, and
then that new show too, the new cartoon.
Yeah, the other one, the one that's like Power Ranger-esque, futuristic. You know what it is? I'm finally playing GoldenEye on the N64. GoldenEye on N64 is so good. Now I just want to hang out with my high school friends again and sneak around shooting them, throwing hats at each other.
Playing out on the tiny ass TVs we had.
Dude, we had 4 TVs hooked up. It was crazy the way we used to do it back then. Yeah. Like sitting there on the giant TV in my basement. That place, it was awesome. We had like 3 N64s. We had tournaments going all night.
Job was not allowed. You couldn't be them.
No, my friend Brendan was always him. That was the worst when you see that little dude coming at you.
We restricted Odd Job because you couldn't shoot the little bastard.
Yeah, you were like, what is this guy coming at me for? I'd be looking at their map to see where they were. It got intense.
I tried playing that not too long ago.
I haven't played in a while. I bet you it's held up.
The NPCs got the better of me pretty quick.
Yeah, you're like, all right, I'm bored to tears. Get me out of here. Yeah, but multiplayer, that was like gold. Yeah, the He-Man lines. Here's what I like to think that I have my finger on the pulse of like what people are feeling as far as like retro collecting, the pulse of the community. I feel like I have a good idea of what, I talk to enough people all the time. I think we're on the verge of burnout across the board. Prices are higher than ever. They're coming out with more stuff. The Super 7 stuff's just, they show you a million things that are coming out in the next 2 years, whether they come out anytime soon. I feel like collectors are burnt out. I see the comments all the time. It looks nice. It's not for me. There's a million HasLabs going on right now. I feel like people are overwhelmed, and I feel like the bubble's going to burst on like this thing. Like if Mass doesn't get in soon, they're going to be on the tail end of like whatever toy collecting, thing is happening right now. I feel like we're peaking. Like right now, I feel like we're at the height of the wave, and I feel like it's going to come back down to earth a little bit. Price is going to come back down a little bit. There's the Silver Hawks, the Thundercats, the $450 Thunder Tank. I feel like people are starting to be like, all right, my wallet is getting assaulted here. So just give us one mask line before that all goes away, please.
Anything.
Right. If you're a He-Man fan, you're sitting there with no shirt on, screaming at the top of your lungs. You're so happy, but
yeah, I don't know. I really wish I understood the staying power of Masters as much as it did, because when it dropped, from what I remember, in the 80s, when it fell hard. And
yeah, and like on the documentaries, they always say how like 1987 went from like 400 million to like 10 million or something, which is a disaster.
And then Dolph Lundgren, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, well,
how did any of this
that's another. I put that on the wheel one day because that's its whole thing.
Well, to be fair, Gweldor, I think, is my favorite Masters character of all time.
I know you're joking around right now. That's like me saying Billboard Blast or whatever is the best vehicle. The same thing for you. But as a kid, I don't know if this is embarrassing. I was like, I got to get that figure. Like that was like the last Masters figure I bought.
He was like the
stupid
main
Bulldog figure.
character in the movie. He was
How much
in
is
the most.
How much is too much for a Hurricane spare tire? Oh my god. I
Um,
wouldn't pay for one. If I had one, I'd ship it to you right now. I mean, I
Hurricane
have one, but if I had
spare.
another one, it would be yours.
Uh,
I'd say you're almost better off just buying Hurricane again.
that's one way to go about it. I would say you could buy a used Hurricane with the tire for like in good shape for like $50.
Yeah, it's
and
like
I would say 20 shipped is a fair price.
you want to know
roughly.
you want to know in 2015 I got Hurricane and Jackhammer, both complete. Hurricane a little faded in the stickers. $32 shipped. Jackhammer even had the little gun on top. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'd like a mask reissue, the original line. Yeah, even if it was just Thunderhawk, and
the
that'd be
molds
great.
are gone. I definitely can tell you that.
They
only
don't have
one-
the technology to make a mold though.
No,
Didn't they
you
do it with like
can.
Luke Skywalker?
there's all these 3D people doing all
Yeah,
this
I mean,
stuff.
custom guys do it constantly, right?
But I mean, what I think what he's trying to get to is like the original castings.
Give us
I
a
know that
Thunderhawk.
they were lost, and the only ones that do exist are any of the ones that were sent to Playful. They still have some of the molds there, but I don't know what they have.
Yeah, that's weird.
So
I don't have any of those.
I definitely tell you that.
Dave
yeah,
says the prices just keep rising, and it's a big hassle to find stuff.
I would take a 2-pack of friggin' I don't know, Maximus Mayhem and Nevada Rushmore. Like,
yeah, that's what the fans want.
Or
don't put you in charge of Hasbro anytime soon.
It's just I would, if Billboard Blast came out tomorrow as a reissue,
These
I
are
would
the
buy
modern
it. I'd be
figures
the
that I
first one in
collect.
line.
Okay.
And I would complain about it, but I would still hold the box and
I don't need to
collect it.
buy any mass stuff as far as reissues go, but I would buy them to support it and show them that there's like people who need it and want it. I have an offer for 20. They're asking 30. 20 is fair. If you can't get it for 20, then I can kick rocks.
I mean, unless you've been really, really looking for it for a while, and you need you want to try to complete it, you can go 30. But you're right in on where I was thinking. Like $20 would be
because at that point you could just get a Hurricane, and then sell that off for making money on it.
Yeah, for most part you could.
Yeah. I made a trade for a non-sun faded Hondo, so I traded somebody that was on the Facebook groups, and I threw in every old mask comic I had as like a little thank you for being an awesome dude.
But in the comments, as you kind of think about all the Masters lines and all the other lines of things, just remember that we're still waiting.
Yeah, mask fans sit here holding their Matt-Trakker mugs and drinking to better days ahead.
And the Matt-Trakker vodka.
That's all we have.
Yeah. All right.
And my comics in digital.
I gotta watch the wheel to see what it lands.
Yeah, God forbid it'll disappear again. I'll have to just sit there.
It's got to keep
make
doing.
My own. I can't think of what to talk about without being told by the wheel.
All right, we got about 10 minutes or so left. We can do another.
I'm in. Yeah, mask toys are complex. I think the number one reason they haven't come back yet is because it's a lot of money to make a vehicle that's going to be that, intricate.
Well, actually, you know what? So I'm going to pull back the wheel real quick.
Holding back the wheel?
No, I'm doing it. I'm going to go to one solo layout here. I'm going to show something that I'm going to review. I showed it to you.
I know what you're talking about.
So Brian's still here.
I'm here.
So one thing that I've been wanting to get my hands on is a Vortec vehicle. I reviewed it, but I don't own them. I don't have them. So I finally got one. It's not complete, right? And it has a figure, the exact same scaling as Mask. I wanted to see how it worked. You can see pictures of it, but there's not videos really of it. And this is called the Rattler. I guess it's a play on Gator. And if I open this up, it's going to fly out. This is Gator does. So I'm going to try to hold it so it doesn't break anything, as you know what happens to me. Basically, you just kind of pull it up and this would fly out.
I mean, that's exact.
It's exact.
Yeah.
And this is not a gator mold. So this is complex for sure. But it can be done. But I don't know if the toy companies today want to take the risk of doing it.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like Mask has like playability beyond like adults. Like I wouldn't even care if they like aimed it at like, you know, what are those things? Imaginext, those, you know.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Do Mask with that first, then. I don't care. I aim at kids because I think kids would like a flying car, a transforming vehicle. Make bathtub toys. I don't care. Aim at little kids. Don't aim at me. Whatever. But it's not like the concept of a transforming vehicle is not something that wouldn't. Kids would love that.
Let's see, we're gonna go to cinema layout. So
kids sort of loved it back in the 80s.
All right. I'm gonna watch the wheel. I turned off my video so you don't see me staring at it.
Well, maybe the last category will be Mask in 20 years, and I'll just say dead, and then we'll just go off the air.
All right, here it goes.
I don't know if I'm gonna be kicking around in 20 years, let alone Mask. Oh God, did it? Dead. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. How did I call that one?
For the next episode, I will figure this out.
Yeah, because this wheel's killing me. Although it is Mask in 20 years.
Yeah, Mask in 20 years. You want this view or this view? Like really close faces?
A whole lot ahead.
Or
the Charlie Brown coming right at you. Oh, look at that. Hey, guys. I feel like I'm in the back row of the theater.
Yeah.
You suck, Bill. There you go. Even Steven. Mask in 20 years. I mean, the optimist in me says that not only is it the most popular thing on the planet, but we actually have a president named Trakker in office, and it just starts today. But you and I both know Mask is howdy doody. Mask is the name of a TV show that no one remembers. You know what I mean? Mask is lucky if it would be the Thunderbirds, that like puppet show. Like Mask is howdy doody. It's one of those things that like people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I think I watched that when I was a kid. The puppet show, like without an injection of freshness, like He-Man's trying to do, like Transformers always does. Mask is howdy doody. Mask is a BB gun. Mask is, toys that don't, exist except in memories and black and white photos.
Yeah, the Mask in 20 years. Okay.
Mask in 20 minutes is dead, let alone 20 years.
That'll be 60.
Yeah, the core people who know Mask are aging out. They're retiring, and they're done in 20 years. In 20 years, I'm in Boca Raton.
You can afford to retire?
I'm wearing a leisure suit in 20 years. I'm sitting down there sipping tea.
I'm just gonna wear like a
drinking tea at that point.
I'm gonna wear a tarp, like just have food fall on me at that point. Just walking around with no shame.
I'm gonna be eating Jell-O with my shaky hand, and I'm gonna be drawing like chalk on like walls because I've lost my mind, and I'm just gonna be writing "Bring Back Mask" like a beautiful mind. I'll be in some cabin somewhere. Mask in 20 years is dead without, I mean, come on. You talk about visionaries. They have a better shot right now being remembered than Mask if we're gonna keep going down this
20
path.
Years. Think about this too. So 20 years ago, this was probably a conversation as well. Where's Mask in 20 years? I never had that conversation with anybody, but it would have been hopeful. There would have been a lot more.
And what were you, 15 years removed from anything being done at all? Now we're 35 years, whatever years.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And in the recent Hasbro thing that they talk about, and they talked about this a couple times, where they're like, yeah, we're going to do stuff with these entities and get it going, but they just haven't done it yet.
Every time somebody shares a Mask movie, Mask this, Mask something, Hasbro's going to relaunch this, Hasbro's going to have a big presence at this con, and then they start going Mask. My first instinct is like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. I never will get my hopes up with Mask again, especially in a world where like the word Mask might be the most divisive word on the planet right now.
Unless F. Gary Gray calls me directly, I'll happily give him my phone number.
Yeah,
it says we're going.
I think me and you have to make the movie. You can be Matt-Trakker. I'll be T-Bob. my head size is basically there.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
just have to
point.
shave.
What is that? We can either use your comics or we can use the Agents of Mass script.
Yeah, well, either or, and I'll just go, oh, Scott, and I'll just run around with my arms out like this.
Oh, so you really want to make it shitty?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be T-Bob centric. Let's go on.
We probably get Graham McKenna to come back to voice him.
Oh, see, then that just cut me from the movie completely.
Hey, you just be the body.
Yeah, yeah. We could just CGI my head in.
Yeah,
T-Bob enough. But yeah, no, it's a mask in 20 years is. I don't know where toys are in 20 years because think about action figures. Do you ever see a little kid in the aisle like running around with an action figure? Unless it's like FGTV or Roblox. Not even Fortnite. I know everybody's like, oh, the Fortnite figures sell, and I've said that, but honestly, I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, there you go, Dave. He'd watch it.
Well, Dave would be.
They would watch it and would have 19,000 stills uploaded to Facebook within the hour, documenting every movement of that movie. He is so thorough with that stuff. You'd see me like just across the board. Yeah, dude, like I don't see little kids in action figure aisles. So mask in 20 years, they better be counting on us, I guess. Guys, in an episode of Geek Dad Life this week, Dan Larson was asking about mask returning. Oh, please, that would be awesome. Dan Larson is a pretty smart dude, and I think he's one of the people I listen to because he also seems like he has his finger on the pulse of like the community. He seems like he knows what's going on.
I chat with Dan off and on, and he's
I saw that.
You know, he's on point. He tells it how it is.
He's a Mavs fan,
and he knows. You know, he knows what it's going to take. And same thing with Retro Blasting. Like Michael knows he's
he's so knowledgeable. I mean, he's set to like defense mode. I feel like he's always just like swinging for the fences. But again, he's so knowledgeable. I think sometimes he just gets frustrated with comments from people who are morons. I think that they get to him and he fights back a lot. I'd also have a complex analysis of the character that appears in the background. Yeah, I know you would. Here in episode 3, there's a blonde girl at a coffee shop that Scott attended. Let's go to her whole life story. I don't practice my T-Bob impression every day. That's practically how I talk.
He does that and his Leno impression in the hallways.
When my students don't listen, I'm like, you guys got to listen. Oh. It's just me losing control of my class all damn day.
Can you put your camera on and record you doing that at school?
The stuff I do at school, my kids. If you think this is me being stupid, my class is just off the rails. If anything, we have fun. I don't know what they're learning, but we have fun.
That's the important thing.
Yep. But yeah, that's that. Mask in 20 years. Can we revisit this 20 years from now?
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to see if I'm right.
I'm sure YouTube will be around still too.
YouTube. By that point, YouTube will probably be the president. You know, people would be bowing to this big screen.
You don't do that already? Well, right now I have a small screen.
Well, I am a slave to the small screen. I'm constantly on my phone. This is the longest I haven't looked at it in since it broke last week. But yeah,
that wasn't liberating for you.
It was, I swear. I feel like
T-Bob
I feel kind of guilty that I'm back in a phone mode.
A T-Bob origin movie or a T-Bob origin comic.
Yeah. Oh, see,
by somebody in this.
Do you want to know my scrapped idea? Because I didn't put T-Bob in Mask 85. Really, I just had him as a one shot as like a joke.
Yeah.
I was gonna have Andy's personality programmed into him. But then I was like, is Andy really that stupid? Like he created Mask. Is he a really complete goof? But I was going to be like, that was going to be the twist at the end that Andy's personality was in T-Bob. But then I'm like, man, people would hate Andy too. Like I really was going to do that. I have a journal that says like Andy equals T-Bob.
Voice.
Yeah. Wait, at the end, it's like, wait, if you modulate T-Bob's voice, that's Andy. Like, if I even have Andy equals T-Bob, I'll get it out of my stupid scrapbook because I had that in the notes, and then I just bailed on that idea because it was awful. Yeah, Robot Chicken. That's the best man stuff that's been released since '85.
I think you need to do a T-Bob origin
Yeah, make it gritty.
Yeah.
His
Like
parents
dark,
get killed
like
right in front of him. Martha.
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
You know, go dark with it. Superman, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
You know, have T-Bob break
Really,
the other robot's neck to save all the
like, give
family.
it like a nice blue tint, like a Snyder kind of thing. You know what? Maybe I'll do a faux cover of it just to make everybody happy.
That would be funny. I think
Kind
that
of
would
like the
be,
Dark Knight Returns cover, but T-Bob with Scott on his back jumping through the lightning.
you could do whatever you want with Scott. This is a T-Bob origin, you know. So we're talking about age over here now.
Yeah, well, everybody's, you know, I would throw a rock and say everybody that knows this is in their 40s or circling it.
So
you're the younger side of Mask fans. You really are.
Seth Green. I've reached out to him multiple times. And I've never gotten a response once.
I mean, he's I don't want to. The word famous is he's famous, right?
No, I understand that. This was even like early days of his career because I knew he was a fan. I gave up because I'm always on the lookout for somebody that says, "Hey, you know, I'm a fan of this."
Seth Green's one of those guys. Like he's definitely right in our wheelhouse for age.
Yeah.
See, Daniel Carhoonen is on the younger side of it too. I really think like 38.
I'm 39. So
yeah, but what year are you born? Do the math for me because I don't want to do it.
82.
82. Yeah, you're 3 years old when Mask is on. I remember watching Mask in 85. There's no way you do. There's no way you do.
No, I was watching it at that point.
I know, but you're 3. Like the memory isn't like there. You might remember it from 88 or 89, like reruns. But I remember.
I remember and don't remember.
You remember sitting there at 3 years old, like, you're like Dave, just every little background character. I wonder what her story is.
Yeah, Dave and I were talking back then too about
you were sitting there you were sitting there rubbing freaking pretzels into your mom's rug while she was like, damn it, Bill. You're like, I'm sorry, Mom.
You know, the funny thing is that the picture of me in this big bird yellow pajamas.
Yeah, with the bowl cut.
With the Thunderhawk. That was that time. And yeah, I was vaccinated then too.
For other things.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the whole Big Bird thing now. So.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I was trying to throw, current
right
event
over my head
here. Yeah, so that's what we are. We're edgy like that.
Oh yeah, we're so edgy, Darcy. I'm just arguing about if he has memories from 3, watching Mask.
Hey, don't make me shoot this rattler at you.
Well, maybe you do. Maybe that's why it's affected you to such a degree.
Maybe that's why my brain is broken.
Yeah, Mask broke you at 3.
Hey everybody, we're gonna cut it here, but I appreciate everybody hopping on and watching later on. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. It does help us out. I'd love to be able to get to the 2,000 mark for a very small community that we have here.
2,000 mark. I'll do a special Mask art for somebody. There you go.
Sure, share it around.
Love a contest.
Give us some likes, and even if you haven't posted something in the chat here, feel free to post wherever we are looking, especially in the comments if you have an idea for the wheel.
Yeah, please.
We'll do our best to not screw up your idea. So that's the best I can do. But for Brian over
right here,
I'm Bill,
and you and Dave having your memories.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, later, guys. Thank you.